Hello everybody, it is Storm Ranger, and today we're back with a brand new Fortnite video. In today's Fortnite video, I'm going over how you can outlive 25,000 opponents so you can get the gold variation of the Luxe skin fast in Fortnite Season 8. Now if you didn't know, once you get to tier 100 you will unlock the Luxe skin. In order to get all the different colors for her, these are the white, black, and gold colors, you must outlive 25,000 opponents. To unlock the white variation of Luxe, you must outlive 1,000 opponents. To unlock the black variation of Luxe, you must outlive 7,500 opponents. And finally, to unlock the final version, the gold variation of Luxe, you must outlive 25,000 opponents. Now, while many, including myself, do agree that Luxe is not the best skin, and the variations add nothing to the skin, you still want to know how you can get all the different variations, just so you have the option of using a different color. And because of that, in this video, I'll be going over everything you need to know about how to outlive 25,000 opponents, and my best recommendations for how you can complete this challenge fast. But before we get into that, let's announce that I finally got a brand new banner for my channel. Huge shout out to my friend Frost for creating this amazing banner. His YouTube channel is Frost Live, and his Twitter is Frost__art. I will link to his YouTube channel and Twitter in the description down below. He's a really good artist, and he did an exceptional job making my banner. He did this free of charge, and I simply can't thank him enough for doing this. So if you guys could go ahead and please subscribe to his channel, or please follow him on Twitter, that would be fantastic. Once again, thank you so much for making me this awesome banner, Frost. Anyways, if you want to see more Fortnite videos on the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. All you must do is push that button in the bottom right corner of the video. That would be awesome. And if you want to get updates on all the latest things regarding Fortnite and my YouTube channel, make sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at StormRangerJJ. And if you want to support the channel one step further, please use my supported creator code in the item shop. It is Storm Rangers. Every time you make a purchase in the Fortnite item shop using my supported creator code, you are helping the channel. Remember, it does reset every 14 days, so for a lot of you guys, the code actually has reset, so make sure to re-enter it in the item shop so you are supporting the channel. Thank you so much to everybody who is using my supported creator code. Here's a shout out to a few of you guys. If you want to be shouted out in one of my next videos, simply use my supported creator code, and let me know either in the comment section down below or on Twitter at StormRangerJJ. Anyways, for this video, could we have a like goal of 100 likes? You've demolished all of our previous like goals, and I'm sure you can hit 100 likes. If you get 100 likes, that would simply make my day. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So as I said before, you must outlive 1,000 opponents to get the white variation of Luxe, 7,500 opponents to get the black variation of Luxe, and 25,000 opponents to get the gold variation of Luxe. Now 25,000 opponents is a lot of opponents. In a single game of Fortnite, you can outlive up to 99 opponents. Keep in mind, there isn't always exactly 100 people on a match, and often there is less than that. Now 25,000 opponents divided by 99 opponents you can outlive per match is the equivalent of approximately 253 games. In other words, you must win 253 games to outlive 25,000 opponents. If each match you play is 20 minutes in length, that is the equivalent of 5,060 minutes of gameplay. That is approximately 84 hours or 3.5 days of just playing Fortnite. In case you were wondering about the white and black variation of Luxe, for the white variation of Luxe where you must outlive 1,000 opponents, that is the equivalent to approximately winning 10 games, which is about 200 minutes of gameplay or approximately 3 hours. And if you want to get the black variation of Luxe, you must win approximately 76 games, and if each of those games was 20 minutes in length, that would be the equivalent of about 1,520 minutes of gameplay, which is approximately 25 hours. However, keep in mind, these numbers are assuming that you play every single game to the very end and win every game. However, of course, if you have ever played Fortnite, you would know that even the best player can't win every single game. Now, if you were to place 50th every single game you play, in order to outlive 25,000 opponents, you would need to play 500 matches. If each game takes 7 minutes, it would take around 3,500 minutes to complete this challenge. That is the equivalent of about 58 hours or 2.5 days. Now, in case if you were wondering about the other stages, to unlock the white variation of Luxe, you must outlive 1,000 opponents, you need to play the equivalent of 20 games, and if each game took around 7 minutes, you would need to spend about 140 minutes playing those games, which is the equivalent of approximately 2 hours. And for the black variation of Luxe, we must outlive 7,500 opponents, you would need to play the equivalent of 150 games, and if each of those games took you 7 minutes, that'd be equivalent of 1,050 minutes of gameplay, which is approximately 18 hours. So as you can see, 25,000 opponents is a lot of opponents, and it's going to take you a long time to complete this challenge no matter what. Completing this challenge is nothing short of a grind. You need to spend days worth of time of just playing Fortnite in order to complete this challenge. And yes, while this challenge does carry over to other seasons, and these days don't need to be spent during Season 8, there are still days, nonetheless, that you need to spend just to complete this challenge. Because you need to spend so much time to complete this challenge, I highly recommend playing the game naturally and don't pay any attention on what you must do to complete this challenge. However, this video isn't clickbait. Because of that, I'll be going over what to do in order to complete this challenge if you're playing Fortnite with the sole intentions of completing this challenge. Just keep in mind, it's going to take you hours and hours to complete this challenge no matter what. So if you want to play Fortnite with the sole goal of completing this challenge, then be prepared to play a lot of Fortnite. So anyways, as you learned from my math above, it is better to outlive 50 opponents in 500 games than it is to outlive 99 opponents in 250 games. In Fortnite, people die off fast in the early game, but then slowly die off in the late game. You can expect for around 50 people to die in the first 5 minutes of a game. Then, for the next 5 minutes, roughly 25 people will die. After that, for the next 5 minutes, roughly 12 people will die, and then for the final 5 minutes, around 12 more people will die. Keep in mind, these are only my rough estimates based off of the 500 plus hours I've spent playing Fortnite and the countless hours that I have spent watching and creating Fortnite YouTube videos. Because of this, it is ideal to stay alive for the first few minutes of the game and then simply die. Do not waste your time trying to outlive opponents during the mid and late game. In 1 minute of the early game, you can expect for 10 to 20 people to die. However, for 1 minute in the late game, you expect for 1 person to die, 2 or 3 if you're lucky. Just keep in mind, when you're trying to complete this challenge, whatever you do not leave the game until you die. Because if you leave the game before you die, then your progress won't be counted towards the challenge. So when you're trying to outlive opponents, make sure that you are playing in solos, because people do not die off as fast in duos or squads. For example, in squads, there's usually 40 to 50 people alive during the mid game, when in solos, there's usually 20 to 30 people alive. Just keep in mind, as shown by my math above, it would take around 2.5 days of playing Fortnite to complete these challenges through this method. Because of this, I recommend landing spots like tilted towers, where you know you will likely not make it towards the mid game. This makes the game fun, because you're able to improve at Fortnite while completing this challenge. And since you will only be alive for the first few minutes of the game, you will outlive the most amount of opponents for the amount of time you spend playing the game. In addition to using that method, you could also try using this other method that I've come up with, and this method is AFKing. This method is ideal if you don't care about your kill to death or win ratio. However, if you do care about that, then definitely do not do this method. Now, as you can expect, this method is simply putting your character into a game, but not actually playing the game itself. When you're in the Fortnite lobby, just hit the play match button and then walk away, continue with your day. Come back to your computer in around 10 to 15 minutes, and then if you're dead, leave the match and join another match. If you're alive, give it a few more minutes, and then simply repeat this process a bunch more times. This method is a good method because you just need to push a few buttons. Your character is automatically thrown out of the battle bus at the last stopping point. Your character will usually be alive for about 5 to 10 minutes before being killed by either another player or the storm. By using this method, you'll be able to outlive opponents when you're not playing Fortnite. You can simply be doing this method while continuing with your day, and you only need to check back at your computer every few minutes. Just keep in mind, people may go where AFK people land to get free kills. Since every game, AFK people will land at the last battle bus stopping point, any player could know where AFK people land. Because of that, some people will go to where AFK people land to get a few free kills. However, I'm sure a player will rarely do this, and even if they do this, you would have at least outlived 30 or so opponents, so that should not be too big of a problem. Another thing that I think that all of you should know is that it's possible that an auto-clicker might work for this. However, I did not test this out myself, and I'm not sure if you are allowed to use an auto-clicker or not. It is possible that the use of an auto-clicker is bannable, however, I am not sure. If you do know if an auto-clicker works or not, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I'm definitely very curious. If an auto-clicker does work, you can simply have an auto-clicker that automatically lets you join and then leave a lobby. Then you won't need to check back on your computer every few minutes. You let your computer play overnight, then when you wake up in the morning, it's possible that you've made some serious progress on this challenge. Of course, as I said before, I don't know if this works or not. Do it at your own risk. I'm not sure if it'll work, and I'm not sure if you can get banned for it or not. Anyways, that has been how to outlive 25,000 opponents in Fortnite Season 8. If you use my advice, without a doubt, you can get the white, the black, and the gold variations of the Luxe skin fast. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope I was able to help you guys out. If this video helped you out, make sure to let me know with a like rating. Also, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would help me out a ton. Just push the button in the bottom right hand corner of the video. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at StormRangerJJ to get the latest updates and information regarding Fortnite and the channel. Also, if you want to support the channel one step further, make sure to use my supporter creator code in the item shop. It is Storm Rangers. Seriously, you don't have no idea how much it'll help me out. That would just be fantastic if you could use my code. Remember, it does reset every 14 days, so check to make sure that it is still up to date. I would also like to shout out my good friend Frost one more time. He made my channel banner 100% free of charge. So if you could go subscribe to his channel, Frost Live, and follow him on Twitter at Frost__art, that would be amazing. I will have links to his YouTube channel and Twitter in the description down below. Anyways, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. That has been how to outlive 25,000 opponents, and I'll see you all next video. Goodbye.